I remember one time I expressed myself to y'all because Quan made me upset. Quan told me I was clout chasing, and I must have went stuff the fuck off on that hoe. Okay. Do you know? Next thing you know, people said, "Girl, you mad?" They started to tell you happy birthday. That's what they said. You mad because he didn't tell you happy birthday? I said, "Excuse me." The nigga ain't never got to tell me happy birthday. I want somebody to come and say, "Don't ever play with her like that." Because when it wasn't popular to stand for me, she did. That's all. Couldn't get that either. Right? Okay. So now I come tell you how I feel about some more shit. And I'm just traumatized and overreacting, child. So okay. I'll be that. They say they made Quan apologize. Quan didn't apologize to me. That nigga came back trying to be fucking friendly. When did Quan apologize? I'm confused. I don't remember that. Maybe I blinked. If Quan would have apologized, I wouldn't have brought it up. Simply put. They said, what if the lawyers told him not to repost or insert himself for the time being? Okay. So why put out an album that explicitly speaks on or touches on the lawsuit in itself? Is what I would ask you. Rock Nation coming from Milagro. That's really funny. And then what about before the case? And one could argue if the case didn't accuse me of being in cahoots with him, would there have been a mention of it? No. I mean, would it? I don't know. I mean, shit. Because the next line had to do with the way that they were trying to tie it to him. So in my mind, 9 times out of 10, if there had not been a lawsuit filed, you wouldn't have heard that line in there. So let's just cut the shit. And it's okay. It is what it is. They said motherfuckers got messages through the Underground Railroad, bitch. Ain't no excuses. It's like that is crazy. Somebody didn't name their page Desiree Peterson. You should have picked up the phone and called my dad. Don't you ever think we'll forgive you? My brother's in jail for goodness sakes. None of Daystar siblings would ever get up here and leave any comment, bitch, let alone one like that. So I hope y'all don't follow this shit. Okay? You go for this shit if you want to. He don't even have a daughter named Desiree. Hello. Anyway, these people about crazy as hell. Exactly. To my dad's Peterson. But anyway, um, that's really it, bitch. And that's why I did not go outside yesterday. Because hello. It just the shit just be too motherfucking much. And the shit be ridiculous. It really do. They said Chris Brown's team made a statement. Please say y'all getting him up out of there. Please. And for anybody that had a question about coverage, someone that I really feel like does good content is Crystal Nicole. So I cannot say that she'll be keeping up with whatever transpires next. But if she does and you see it, I think it's worth a watch. So that's somebody else y'all can add to y'all list for updates. And there are there's at least a handful of really, really good Tory Lanez fan pages that keep everybody updated. That, in my opinion, keep it real unbiased. It's just about what's going on with him, and just the black and white of it. So you can also go and follow those pages. and they'll turn on post notifications and stuff like that to stay in the loop and to keep yourself abreast of what's going on. I'm trying to think if there's anyone I missed in terms of where you can go to get information. I don't know. I don't know, but you can I mean put it in the chat if you wish. But yeah,
A few moments later.
where's Chris Brown's statement, please? Hold on. This next one he ain't hear none of that, nigga. I hear you, loud ass. Will you be covering more of the Diddy trial? Yeah, we finna go live. I got all the transcripts. We just finna read through that shit. Somebody said, or somebody posed a question, and all I can say is, I think it's worth the answer, but that's between them and their God. I think that yes, I can, baby. I think that it's what I said in the beginning. If you've had people standing for you, fighting for you, and somebody says something that sounds like you weren't fighting, I think you need to clear that up. Somebody posed a question and said, "Will the fan pages continue to fight and post? Because where are we with this at this point?" And that's for they start to answer. I can't answer that question for you because I don't even know if the messages are real. I cannot validate messages that were not sent to me, and I even if I could validate the messages, I couldn't even tell you what his thought process is because I'm not him. So the only person that can tell you what he meant is him. So I do think that it's important just because of the nature of the situation and what was alleged. I do think that he should clear that up. Absolutely. Because if someone accepted what Jason Lee said and said that that comment about I ate that, I took the 10 years for her because she got a son, if people are to accept that at face value, then I don't think it would be crazy for them people to say, I'm not supporting you then. Because those cannot be one and the same. It can't. Those cannot coexist. And another reason why I feel like the shit make me feel like he did say that is because look at how they'll get up and still say they praying for Megan. So shit, if a nigga gonna tell you like, hey, we praying for her, and then you hear that allegedly he said I couldn't do that to her. I couldn't take her. That shit sounds kind of one and the same to me. That sounds kind of on par, you know. But once again, I cannot validate those things. Somebody said it makes Tory look like he committed perjury. Daystar never spoke, so how could he commit perjury? He had no words, baby. Daystar didn't commit no damn perjury. And I gotta be honest with you. If Jason Lee was gonna embellish, it would have been juicier than that. Like, come on now. That shit was very plain, very like what no. If a blogger gonna come up with a motherfucking story and look at his motherfucking phone, I feel like child, listen, they said they killed the queen. They said the messages say that he knowingly went with a false version of events. Well, the courtroom says that the defense was that it wasn't him because he wasn't the only one with gunshot residue on him. So once again, the most that could be said is that maybe he didn't fight for himself as hard as he could. If we're to believe that comment that was made in the context that it feels like it's being received. Because you can't say that he wasn't like that was the defense. So no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the fact that he went along with something. The most I would say is that you didn't fight for yourself or you didn't speak when you should have pointed her out then. That's the most I would say. Like the most I would say is you should have You should have worried about yourself, and you should just told the truth. The truth being whatever you feel like took place, whatever you saw. Simply put, and make it make sense. In a world where we're sitting up here fighting, and it's snot bubbles and shit, talking about a man being taken away from his son. Imagine the slap in the face if you are to believe that he didn't text somebody and said, "I couldn't take her away from her child. I couldn't do that because I lost my mama at 11." Nigga, what? I hope you didn't say that. I hope you didn't mean that like that. Cause nigga, excuse me. What are you saying? So, that shit ain't sitting right with me. And I would like to know if it's real or not. Because the Jason reading it, and it sound like it was okay for you to be away from your baby. But this gonna be the reason why he need to get out. Cause on the other end, it's free him because he got a son to raise. So these things cannot coexist, is my point. These things cannot coexist. In this instance, it's gonna have to be either or. Because what Jason asserted contradicts everything. Everything. Basically. And that's why I think it's so important to get clarity on it. Because what's going on? You have people who, have just been mistreated so badly, defending him and standing for him. So it just, for me, if those messages are real, I have an issue with them. And all this time passing, he ain't confirmed or denied. It's just in the atmosphere. And it's like, okay, cool, yeah, I did say that type shit. Well, I can't get jiggy with that shit. I can't. Mm-mm. Milagro can't, I can't keep smiling and going on. No. And then, right, we listening to records when niggas is saying everybody left me for dead, but Chris Brown gave me $250,000. For what? If we're to believe these messages. They trying to tie Chris Brown saying free you to Chris Brown being in jail. I know damn well the messages better not be real. So that's my thing. That's what I'm saying. This gets very fucking deep. Because a lot of people then extended themselves in such a way that you want to feel like you fighting for yourself too, right? Like you in it, right? This is about your life. So I don't think I'm overreacting at all. But I do understand why it's important for me not to be too rah-rah. Because people live for a soundbite. But what I'm not gonna do is become a prisoner to these bitches that want a soundbite. Because the very moment that I feel like I can't come up here and say I don't like that, then I need to stop doing this shit. I'm not monetized, so I can say what the fuck I want to say. I'm not under nobody's thumb, so that I can come and tell you how I feel, right? So I will, and this is how I feel. So I think it just needs to be cleared the fuck up.